All right, welcome back, guys. Today we got a pretty good one. It's time for this thing to be much brighter at night. So like I said, this thing does not have adequate lighting for nighttime use. As you can see there, we've got two headlights. They are not bright at all, which I'll turn them on. Obviously we're inside with the lights on, but you can see they're not very good, partially because they just hit the back of that chute. So we're gonna throw two pods on this thing, one on the left, one on the left, one on the right as well. And this is what I picked up. Got these off of Amazon. They're aux beam. I don't know. They're relatively cheap. I don't want to go too crazy with this. And the wiring harness itself is pretty nice. We'll see how it works. So yeah, let's get started. Let's get this hood propped up. We'll pull the bar back. That way we can gain some access to this thing. So this is definitely one of my least favorite things about this tractor. Is getting this hood open is such a pain in the butt. So here we have the battery, so this is going to make it real easy. I'm not going to cut up that harness because I don't know if this is going to live on here. So we'll try to stuff as much of the harness as we can underneath the battery there. But yeah, we'll get these lights mounted up first, and then we'll jump to wiring it up. All right, so we'll push this back and give you a little bit better of a view, and then I'll just go ahead and start mounting those up. So one thing I will say that these are relatively affordable. But even being affordable, they're still pretty high quality. I mean, the wiring harness is nice. The mounting bolt is actually tied into the bracket, so you don't lose it. You don't need another wrench, nothing like that. I'm just using the holes that were already in this front bumper. I don't want to drill any holes into this thing because, like I said, I don't know if this is going to be permanent. This is more of just a temporary thing just to see how this is going to work. And if we like it, then we might switch it up, maybe build a bar right here to where we can mount a few of them. One regret I may end up having is I ordered spotlights as opposed to floods. So I don't know, we'll see how that works out. Worst case, we could always just order some floods and then switch them out. I'm gonna leave these loose for now, only because I don't know where I'm gonna want the lights directed to, especially because they're a spotlight. All right, so let's go ahead and throw the second one on. So that's the general idea of where I want them. Once again, I did leave them a little loose, just so that way I can adjust them if need be once we turn the lights on and see how it actually projects. So now, looking at the wiring harness over here, obviously these are going to go to your battery. Has a built-in fuse, which is nice. A relay already built in, weatherproofed. And then just this dinky little switch. I do wish that it came with a nicer switch, but whatever. So this will just go, looks like it's got double-sided tape, so I might just peel that off and that'll help with my temporary idea anyways. So let's get this over there and we'll start putting it all together. Okay, so I think I want to start with the switch. Obviously, I do have some auxiliary ports that I could plug into. This, once again, is just temporary. So I'm hoping I can maybe fish that wire down into here, then have it come out and then just stick it right up on the control panel like that. Just nice and easy in front of your face, or maybe even somewhere like there. This is the factory headlight switch here, so it might be worth it to try to get it up this high. But I don't know. Oh, that's all just rubber. Okay. All right. So let me grab this harness over here. All right, so this is about the length that we have. So we have plenty of room, plenty of excess wire. Now the trick is to keep it away from anything hot. It's like I can sneak down underneath the radiator right there. Just pull it on through. All right, this isn't horrible. Go underneath our loader bracket. I will zip tie all this and kind of get it all cleaned up. Now we need to find a way to get it up from underneath here. How does that look? Well, I don't love that, so if you look there, I did get it routed a little bit better. Again, I'll come through with some zip ties. Ideally, we come up through here, so let's see how this will work. Because this little plate will actually cover that up. All right, I mean, that's not bad. Still have plenty of wire up front. And I mean, for the most part, it looks okay, decent, I guess, for temporary. And then my thought, anyways, is to get all this excess wiring bundled up and put underneath the battery. So I feel pretty good about that. Let's go ahead and finish this side off. Once again, they make it pretty easy, just a bunch of connectors. Okay, so ideally that wire kind of sticks out right there. Yeah, that'll work. Then we just take our switch and go up top with it. Oh, I used them all. They're downstairs next to the chop saw in a Home Depot bucket. So there's the switch. Ran through. And again, guys, this is just temporary, so don't mind the wire. Once I find a permanent solution for this, then I will actually do it the proper way. And get this a little cleaned up. And just stick it on, I guess. All right. Not the most professional look, but I think for what we're after, this will work just fine. So we'll go back up front and start messing with this. So here you can see where that wire is coming through right here. And now what I want to do is just kind of get some zip ties on it to kind of keep it from going all over the place. But I also don't want to tie it to any hydraulic lines, only because I worry about heat. I know it probably is the least of my concerns with how this is all getting set up anyways, but okay. So there's one. And then right here is where it's coming through underneath that radiator. All right, just take this, just get it started around the wire itself. Perfect. That will work for what we're after. Okay, so I want to get all my wiring underneath this little cavity right here. And I don't think, yeah, this relay's not gonna fit, so just pull that relay off and see if the connector will fit. Perfect. Okay, so that's what we'll do now is shove all this in there. Get my battery connections through. Feel kind of guilty because of how this is all kind of coming together. But like I said, we'll come back and fix it up later. All right, so that's plenty of room for those. Now I've got all of my wiring for the lights themselves, which I honestly think is probably gonna be best to go out the same way the switch wire came out underneath the radiator. That way we're not messing with this seal for the actual hood. So let's do that. I'll take these two connectors out. And would you look at that? I got a broken bolt on my snowblower cylinder right there. The cylinder that actually lifts the blower up and down. It's supposed to be over here and bolted. Nice. Well, I don't have any bolts on hand for that right now, so just have to add that to another day's project. And here's one of the light connectors. Just make sure that's plugged in. All right, and then we can tie those up. I don't think I need much more out of this one. No, I think that's plenty of wiring for that. Okay, so now what I'm doing is pulling through the other wire, or excuse me, the other light connector So you can see over here, the other light is plugged in, and we'll have this come down, tie into this hole right here on the actual front bumper. And all I'm doing now is just making sure my wire lengths are good. I don't want too much wiring sticking out of the tractor. Yeah, I think we're good there. So I think from here, what we can do is tidy up all of this, get it all underneath the battery compartment. So give me a second, I'll tidy all this up. All right, so not the cleanest. I know I said I was going to hook up the lights, make sure everything worked before I went too crazy with it, but obviously I didn't do that. Got a little ahead of myself. So anyways, does not look the cleanest, not the forever solution to this problem. This is more or less just temporary, and then I'll take them off once I find a better solution for this. Maybe make some brackets and get these things actually looking halfway decent. We need to tie these up to the battery, make sure it works. And then this is pretty much it for the project. So I'm gonna take off those battery connections, get the wiring dialed into it. I'm gonna set you guys up and you guys can check that out. One thing to pay attention to whenever you're removing the hot side of your battery, don't touch anything metal. If you do, you'll get a little bit of a surprise. I see battery terminals being a future project. Check it out, moment of truth, I suppose, right? Nice. So they work. So check it out. I know, it's pretty bright. Can't really look into it. Anyways, so check it out. One thing to note too, when you're doing this, if you are doing something similar to this, just remember that this front bumper does need to move. See that? This is like my biggest pet peeve about this tractor is just lifting the hood. You've got to move the bumper forward. That pin's always rusty, and then dig your hands down at the bottom. I feel like John Deere could have come up with something better than that. I suppose if that's one of my bigger complaints, then I'm doing all right. All right, well, let's shut this thing up and check it out. It's not dark out yet, but we will pull it outside tonight just to see that. And then we'll get these lights dialed into which direction I want them pointing in. All right, so there you have it. Not the greatest install, not the cleanest. That's not what I'm going for. I'm sure you guys will still let me know. As you can tell, our lights don't hit the back of the chute as much. Mind you, this one is angled way out. You can see kind of where it's going. But if I can get it right about there, I feel like would be perfect. And then going over to the other side. Right there is just where they kind of intercept their paths. I don't want this thing shooting way out to the left or to the right, because when I'm going through snowblowing at night, I don't want the light shining in other people's houses and everything, because these are significantly brighter than what was on it. But I think this will be a good happy medium, a good temporary solution. And then again, we've just got our switch right there. All right, so here you can tell it's pretty dark out. So we'll go ahead and throw the normal headlights on. That's just factory. You can see how it smokes the side of the back side of the snowblower. And then we'll turn those off. And here's our new ones. So a little bit of a yellow hue to it. And the reason I got that is they say in like blowing snow, it's a little bit easier to see apparently. I don't know. But yeah, so there's the new headlights, and then we'll do both. You can't even tell the old ones are on with the pods on. It's funny. And there's off. And on. You can light up the whole neighborhood there. Cool. Let's pull it back in. It's too cold out here. So anyways, that's gonna do it for us today. Check out the next one. We've got one coming up on the 140. Probably next week, we're gonna start stripping that thing down and getting it cleaned up. That's gonna be a pretty big series though. I'm not gonna do all that in one video just because that would be forever. So yeah, we're gonna strip that guy down, get it cleaned up, start working on what we're gonna paint and what we're not gonna paint, and so on and so forth. But anyways, thanks for checking it out. We'll see you next time.